What's up, guys? Welcome back to our channel, back to the Market Watch for the week, and make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and check out our last week's video and recap of the market and obviously what is going to be going in. So guys, let's get into it this week. Again, we're going to be just looking over some brief news, something to think about for the future as well. Then looking at our market analysis, all right, looking at our major cryptocurrency pairs, a few altcoins, just get a sense of the market direction, and then we're going to be getting into a follow-up of our ILUS coin as well, and then just introducing to our YouTube channel. So guys, let's get into it. And for this week, okay, we're obviously going to be having a little bit of a quieter month, should be all around in the Forex and the crypto market. Okay, we're going into the festive season. Generally, people are going to be less off the charts. There's going to be holidays, and it is a good time to understand, learn, and obviously review the past year. So guys, just a quick look into some of the news and something to think about. It seems to be a lot brought up as well, continuously brought up, and this is in Cointelegraph. And again, about regulators, and it says from NFTs to CBDCs, crypto must tackle compliance before regulators do. So obviously, it's it's been in the public eye. It's got a lot of interest. And it says each year that we get a little further away from Satoshi's white paper, crypto becomes more and more popular. As I said, breaking more barriers. Obviously, 2021, it says here, from non-fundable tokens, NFTs, to metaverse, 2021 was the year of crypto. Even following a decade where just about every other year could make the same claim, right? So we're having all of these, this build-up of crypto, big year. It says, though, despite the enthusiasm and excitement, and that's always what I'm trying to get across as well, it doesn't mean that price is just going up. It's just going to continue to go up. All right, it says we shouldn't be blind to the fact that there are still fundamental issues that must be solved before crypto truly becomes a dominant coin of the realm across the globe. So it says here that along with the backbone of the next industrial revolution, prime among these issues, and this is obviously now these regulations that are in place at the moment. It says anti-money laundering, okay, know your customer, KYC, combating the financial of terrorism, CFT, protections that ensure crypto remains responsible and stable payment options without over regulation. So we have these different things in place already, and we have this El Salvador, all right, has gotten headlines for making BTC legal tender and building a tax city under volcano. But it says the country has had issues in the realm of this anti-money laundering, the KYC and the CFT, such as when identify thieves comprised. Okay, so what they're basically trying to get to is that there's still these regulations that need to be put in place. All right, there's still the ability to have money laundering, all right, in the cycle with buying NFTs, with buying crypto, and there isn't such these like the KYC, the AML, anti-money laundering. There isn't this in place. It says the NFT boom in 2021 has created a whole new need and emphasis for KYC, all right? Know your customer in a space dominated by gaudy figures. As I mentioned in past videos, we've been talking about an NFT that sold for $500 million, all right? So it says OpenSea, which has no know your customer gathering or any anti-money laundering screening in place, meaning it opens itself up to being comprised. So again, we're in a world where it's creating all this hype, but it's also having a gateway where there can be money laundering. And I personally feel that that's where it is at the moment. People are purchasing digital land, they're purchasing NFTs, which again, it's a way to sort of write off money, write off tax, money laundering, which is going to be in place. But so what the article is saying is that before things get regulatory and it's going to be a norm that people want to get into crypto, is that these different areas need to be first having these different regulators in place, like know your customer, anti-money laundering, CFT screening in place. It says so. These different things must be in place before we can start having, the regulation and people adopting it more around the world to prevent crime and fraud from killing crypto in its crib, or at least in its primary school. The industry has to start taking proactive steps to self-police and self-regulate immediately. If they don't, the task will be left to the same kind of clueless government officials who brought you the US infrastructure bill's cryptocurrency provision. So all of these are basically, saying is that if these are starting to get into place and starting to get the regulations into place, then people will adopt it more. And we can then start seeing probably price being a bit more consistent. All right. And that also brings me to our next news article, which is here in CoinDesk. And one of the articles, an opinion that says, why is Bitcoin dropping? Okay, it's an inflation hedge. So this article was this week, and it says the US labor statistics released updated numbers for its inflation tracking consumer price index, showing US inflation has hit 6.8% annualized rate. Okay, and it says adds up to the highest year-over-year inflation since 1982, which is decidedly not great. Okay, so but we have obviously Wall Street with the Dow Jones and that has been going up, all right, because they've obviously had that price of 6.7 inflation already priced in. Okay, but it says Bitcoin meanwhile was flat, okay, and down more than 25% over the past 30 days. All right, so in this month, Bitcoin has been down past 25%. That contradicts one of the most worldwide cited selling points of Bitcoin. That is that it's an inflation hedge. So what that means is a place to put your money when fiat, general currency, is losing worldwide value. So it's actually it's showing that it's not the case. People are saying that that's what it is, but what we've just seen now is that inflation has gone higher, but Bitcoin has also been dropping. All right, so why isn't Bitcoin rallying as inflation in the world's biggest economy touches 40-year highs? So other Dow Jones and all that have been going to 40-year highs, but Bitcoin is dropping because of inflation. So it says that the idea that Bitcoin is an inflation hedge is purely speculative. It's compelling and it may become true in the future, all right? And it may be rational reason to speculate on Bitcoin right now, but it's not a mechanism that actually functions in present day. So again, everything is speculation. Speculation that Bitcoin is going to 100,000. It's speculation that it's because inflation is going higher, you need to then put your money into Bitcoin or crypto. And it's not the case because it's not adopted. And like going back to the other news article, is that we still haven't got these small regulations in place. And it says that it certainly seems very structurally plausible that it eventually will if Bitcoin adoption continues on its current path. If enough companies, economies, individuals transfer a lot of wealth into Bitcoin, its price will become more stable, making it steady and tight issuance policy much more appealing and reducing the risk of rotating in when inflation is running hot. Okay, so again, what that is saying is that if we have these small regulations in place, it will also create a more stable market. More people will want to be putting their money into it. When the market is the way it is, and it is actually speculation, then people are uncertain. As you've seen, Bitcoin has dropped 25% in the past 30 days. We are just speculating it is now digital gold, where it's actually not the case. So it's very good to see that, even though people are, we want the adoption of crypto, there needs to be these small regulations in place, which will also assist and make people a bit more comfortable in investing in it. There still will be money to be made, but again, we might see a little bit more of a stable cryptocurrency and not having these huge pushes to the upside. And, in the next hour, 2 hours, it drops all the way back down again. We need to have a stable cryptocurrency. So good to see that, great articles. Go over and read Cointelegraph, talking about, at the moment, they need to have these KYC, the AML. So know your company, know your customer, anti-money laundering, the CFTs as well. Having these in place, meaning it opens itself up to being compromised. So just a little diagram there as well, showing you a collection of dirty money placement. Dirty money integrates into the financial system, layering, transfer to bank account company X, loan company Y, payment to company Y, or false invoice to company X, and then purchase of luxury access, financial investments, commercial industries. So that's what basically, going to be happening. And I definitely believe that's where the NFT game is now. People purchasing something for $500 million. It just doesn't make sense. That, to me, is just a money laundering exercise, or to write off tax. So if we have these in place, we're going to have more consumer engagement, more consumer belief, feeling a bit more, things in place. So I think until such time as we have these regulations in place, until such time, crypto is still going to be a speculative asset that we need to get into. So that brings us to looking at now the market, looking at what has crypto done, what has Bitcoin done, and then following on from there. So guys, looking at BTC here, this is on TradingView, and if you are wanting to find out how to look and read and look at the charts, please get in touch with us. You can get me on Instagram, Tyron Griffiths, all one word, on Instagram, and we can possibly assist you through there. So looking at BTC, and let's just look at the weekly. All right, so we can see this week was a little bit flat. We closed a little bit flat. Last week we had that spark to the downside, and I mentioned that we are still weekly in a bullish structure, right? We are in a bullish structure, and what I mean by that is that price is still going in a bullish structure, market structure, and we still have these areas here where price can still be pushing off from. Okay, we still have this. Price could probably consolidate, which I feel is going to happen towards the end of the year. As mentioned, we're going into the festive season. Generally, markets become a bit flat. And then from here, there possibly could be a spark back up to my 60,000 region. All right, that's what I have if we're going to start having that bit of a bullish push. Other than that, we're not too sure. Okay, that's just speculating where I see price would need to go. All right, but for me, I'm personally seeing that on the monthly time frame, we've had this double rejection, and we could see price, as mentioned, come further down. So we are, again, everyone was talking about 100,000 Bitcoin, and I don't feel we're going to get to 100,000. Definitely not by the end of the year. But remember, guys, because of the season, because of December, markets will be flat. So don't try and force anything. Don't try and force trades, and also just don't try and guess. Okay. But yes, as I mentioned, possibly we could see price shifting a little bit, but our daily structure is still bearish. Okay, we've broken through these areas, and we could only see price probably retrace to these zones, and then start making our way back down. Okay, we're still bearish on the daily time frame. The weekly we're bullish, the daily we're bearish. And if I just had to take my fib on the daily time frame from these areas, as I mentioned, this is where we could start seeing a bit of sell pressure and coming back down to the area. So looking at around 56, 56 for another push and drive to the downside. If we start breaking up higher, then as mentioned, we could start making our way to our 64, 62 region for BTC. So currently, don't force it. Don't expect big moves. I wouldn't think there would be big moves going into December now. But anything can happen. Again, Bitcoin, crypto, we are volatile markets, as mentioned, and that's as we're just speculating what is going to be happening. Right? We could see some big moves starting to come into play January, February of 2022. So right now we could see a bit of consolidation where we are sitting, but we can as well, if we have a push up, we could start seeing sales again from around 56,000, and then we can assess the market right then. So right now, for me, we could start seeing a bit of bullish pressure coming in from our 45,700 mark back to 56. All right. So for me, if we have price coming back into here, start seeing it move up, and that's where we could see price end off sometime this week. So that's my movement for BTC. So let's look at Ethereum. Ethereum is the second largest a crypto below BTC, and same thing. All right, we are a little bit high again, guys. As I mentioned in my last week's video, prices are high, especially for Ethereum. Prices are very high. It doesn't make sense to buy at these levels. All right, it doesn't make sense, especially we're seeing Bitcoin coming down. Generally, they all start to follow. So weekly time frame, a lot of rejection, a lot of wicks. Yes, we are still bullish. Daily, we are looking like we are starting to consolidate and showing a bit of bearish pressure. And for me, what I'm seeing for Ethereum is, again, another drive to the downside. All right, we broke structure here, so we're going to take this as a high, low, and what I want to see though for Ethereum is price pushing into these areas around 43, 44, and then seeing a drop again, filling this wick and making its way back down to our 3-4 area. So again, still a bit of a push to the downside for Ethereum, but we are high. You don't want to be buying high. You want to wait for price coming lower, and I see at least price coming down to around 3,000 for Ethereum. All right, bit of a long-term analysis there. Ripple will have the same thing. We'll be following BTC, and for me as well, as mentioned, a lot of my analysis that's happened this past few months showing that Ethereum, Ripple definitely down to 70,000, which we sparked, and then I'm wanting to see these lows taken out, all right, and coming into our 50 cents region for Ripple. So right now, bearish structure on the daily time frame. We have this here would be our last high, all right, and you can see how we rejected this region, okay, our gold region pocket. So for me, I'm going to see, wanting to see Ripple at least coming down to our 60 cents and then taking out these equal lows and coming into our 40 cents region. So for me, still downside for Ripple, which is good for potential buying, but I wouldn't suggest looking at it this month. Let's start looking and focusing going into 2022, where we could potentially start seeing if prices are low for January, February, then we can start looking at going into the market and holding then on our crypto platform. So for me, BTC, I still see downside, Ethereum and Ripple. And just to have a look at some of the other altcoins like Solana that has been doing well, if we look on the weekly time frame, we can see we're getting that lot of rejection. Daily showing bearish, okay, daily showing bearish structure. I think we've broken this trend as well. See, we've broken through that trend line. So for me, I still see bearish pressure on most of the altcoins. Solana, downward movement. We have these other ones. Luna has been doing well, but again, as I showed you, I've still got my analysis on here. You don't want to be buying up here. We're still high. We want to see price coming at least back down to this trend line, which I've showed. So still, for me, very uncertain. Still see downside. Rather just take a step back December, watch the market, recess it. We're not going to be seeing any big moves, and then we can start looking at it now for our 2022. Another one, full USD, which we've been looking at it, same thing. We've actually broken past here. I was hoping for a possible buy in this box region, but we've now broken lower, broken the structure, and for me, still downward movement on these. Okay, still downward movement for these altcoins. So guys, we're going to jump over now to our ILUS coin that we've been following. And price again has been a little bit dead, and I think that's across the board on crypto. But looking at ILUS coin, looking at the chart on our last week's video, price was sitting around here at around 34 cents. But as I mentioned, I'm wanting to see price, and we could still come into this area, okay, which we are. I said around possibly 0.32, 0.30 cents. We could see price take out these lows here in liquidity, okay, which we've done now. So for me here, I'm wanting to see some reaction. I'm wanting to see a nice move to the upside, and definitely taking out 0.35. Okay, so what I want to see price from here now this week take out this high here of around 0.35, have that retest, and from here then we should see price make our way back up. So for me, we're at that crucial level. All right, if we break these zones, okay, break these zones, then we could definitely be coming back into this order block area over here, all right, at around 0.28 for now. So not much movement in ILUS coin, and we want to just watch it. But for me, I did say last week that this is my area I'm wanting to see take out these equal lows, price dip into this region here that we need to trade into of around 0.31, 0.30, and for me, I want to then see that shift to that upside. If I look at just this 1 hour chart here, I can see that this candle here, which brings my attention to, we have a strong bullish push to the upside, the green candle, and then we had a strong close which took out this bullish one. So for me, what we've done here is that we've actually, this is an institutional candle, all right, and it's showing us that we've had the buy to the sell, and generally price needs to come at around 50%, okay, of this candlestick. And if I take this here and I put a line across, we can see that price has come and traded into that level. So what that could mean, well, we've traded back up to it. We could have another drop on price, but for me, because we've had this push here, we've just traded back into our order block area over here. So for me, good level 0.30 to have that now push up. So what we want to see is this week jump into buys at around the level we are now, and I want to see a break of 0.35 this week. We have to break that 0.35, have that retest, and then see price at least trading back to our 0.45. So for me, this is what I'm wanting to see. All right, this is what I want to see this play happen this week. Again, markets might be a little bit flat, but for me, guys, get into this coin, ILUS coin. We are sitting at great areas. We've had that turn of structure on the lower time frame, and we are now building up to start seeing that break up and start going back higher to our 0.50 area. And what is ILUS coin? Who is behind ILUS coin? I did mention it last week, guys. Head over to youtube.com, have a look at ILUS Coin and our latest video here, ILUS Coin updates, Nicholas link. And it gives you a bit about story about what is in the pipeline for ILUS, what are you investing in, what is the future, all right? And that's what I love about it, is that you are actually, the coin is backed by a public company and you are getting into something that is useful. Okay, you're helping save lives with the firefighting equipment, and you're purchasing that actual equipment when you purchase the coin. So great initiative. You can even head over to iluscoin.com, have a look at the website, read about what is ILUS Coin, what is the function of ILUS Coin. It definitely gives you a bit more light into it. And if you haven't subscribed yet, guys, head over to our YouTube channel, MasterFX Global. And what we're going to be doing over there as well is you'll be having a recap on the videos that we have posted the last few weeks. And we will also be looking into a bit more, I'll be doing a bit more Forex market as well. And another one, if you guys follow me on Instagram, please subscribe to my Telegram channel. My link is in my profile. You'll see it there, Tyron Griffiths on Instagram. And on my Market Watch Telegram group, I post a few setups, few trades of the Forex market, what we could potentially do, seeing, and I'm going to be then posting in there some setups and where crypto would be heading as well for the coming week ahead. So don't miss out. Please like and subscribe this channel, like and subscribe MasterFX Global on YouTube. Have a look at our recap last video, so then you are up to date, especially with this new one coming out this week. ILUS Coin, we had a great area. I wanted to start seeing a structure shift to the upside now, breaking that 0.35 cents. And again, just thinking about where we are in terms of regulation. Once regulation and these rules are in place, I think we're going to see a bit more adoption into the crypto space and eventually then seeing a bit more stable price fluctuate. We're very high with our crypto majors, rather just hold off for now, especially we're going into the festive season. Markets are going to be a little bit flat, but it's a good time to learn and obviously plan for next year. So guys, please have a safe week, okay? Safe trading week, safe investments, and we will definitely see you guys next week.